men have to pay. Sorry, they have to fucking pay at least the first 3 dates. If you can't afford to take me to a nice restaurant, I don't want to go to a nice restaurant. For me, it's not about the nice, fancy place. It's about the confidence you have and the excitement and the passion about it. For a man with a plan. A plan can be anything. As long as you are confident and you can take me there, you're like excited about it, that's all I care about. And that's what women should be looking for.
This is the reason men have to pay the bills. Like, being a provider is the least they can do. Because the amount of things that women go through that men do not go through is quite literally unfair. That's the only way to balance it. Number one, the period cycle. This is a monthly evolution of ever-changing hormones that we cannot control. Sometimes we have too little. Sometimes we have too much. Progesterone, estrogen, we just can't control that. Cortisol, up and down. It is radical, all while we're expected to manage those emotions and be productive members of society. And then the period that so graciously shows up every month. And don't get me wrong, for those of us that don't want kids, we are so ever so thankful that it shows up. But that does not negate the fact that sometimes it's brutal. Chunks of blood, staining of the chonies, staining of the pajamas, bloating and fatigue, extreme discomfort, and some women even have crippling, debilitating cramps. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Then there's carrying a child, and that's changing your entire chemical makeup, because once you form a baby with somebody, then you have their genes or whatever inside of you for like a prolonged period of time. Now y'all forever connected, forever changing who you are. Then you carry this whole ass human inside of you. Sometimes it's not very nice to you. Makes you sick, lose sleep, has you eating crazy things, and looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Something that your body never really recovers from. Then it comes out and we're left with the aftermath of what's left. So then we breastfeed the kid, give it life, and literally end up with raisin titties and raisin skin, and there's nothing we can do about it. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But in that time period, what do the men go through? What in life changes for them? And then let's say things don't work out with the father, right? Why is it that the mom is automatically expected and seen as the one person who takes on the entire responsibility of the child, like the default parent? But the dad could disappear, do whatever, see the kid every other weekend, and then everything is left to the mom. And even if that's not the case, even if they're still together and the mom goes back to work, because if you're like in a state like California, more than likely both people have to work to make a decent income to be able to live, she's still the default parent. She's still the doctor appointment parent, the school parent, the drop-off parent, the childcare parent, the one that wakes up in the middle of the night with the child. Like, what do? Snore. And women are damned if they do, damned if they don't. If she's a stay-at-home mom, people are quick to look at her and be like, oh, that's all you do. Do you know how hard it is to sit at home and your only interaction be with a child all day? It drives you literally insane. Yes, it's a blessing, but is it more exhausting than having a job? 1000%. You could not pay me to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. Women who are basically forced into that role because obviously she's the mom, so she becomes that default parent, and sometimes it wasn't something that she actually wanted, but she may be forced into that because of finances. Childcare may be too expensive, they're spending too much on diapers, formula, and etc. So now she's given up everything that she once dreamt of being, her vision for her life, to be able to raise this child so that their home can be okay, because it's just too expensive to do anything otherwise. So basically the woman sacrifices her dreams. And she wasn't just made, like, not all women are just made to just be moms. Some people are made for more. They have more purpose than just that. You know what I mean? And then on the flip side, there's women who are super independent, who are super girl bosses, who do the damn thing every single day, but then they get judged and side-eyed, because then it's like, oh, your career, and what about your family? Or you're not being in your feminine role. And it's like, no matter what, women don't win. And this rant is going to make a whole lot more sense to you guys right now, because I literally just got my period today. So yes, I'm on a rant, because it's just not fair. This is why men need to pay the bills and just not ask any questions and just be providers, because this is just too much. This is just too much. I literally, here's my chocolate, okay?
I don't think that your boyfriends should be paying for your lifestyle. And hear me out. I don't know if this is a hot take, and I don't know if people aren't going to agree with this, but it needs to be said. I see a lot of young people on this app, and I don't think a lot of people realize that the people that they're dating are also teenagers. If you and your boyfriend both work at Burger King, how is he expected to pay for your hair and your nails and pick and drop you off from school and pay for all your food and pay for all your dates? That doesn't make any sense. You should be dating much older guys if you want those benefits. Like shitting on our boyfriends or partners because they can't pay for everything in your life. He's not your dad. Why? Because he's literally the same age as you. If you're like still in high school and your boyfriend needs you to go 50-50, that kind of makes sense. But I don't think that if your boyfriend is probably as young as you and he can't afford his lifestyle and yours while saving for his future, that makes him a bad guy. Like, are we kind of being unrealistic? I don't know. You tell me. So soft.
So my mother's a multi-millionaire, and every time that we go out for dinner or we'll get food, I always make a strong effort to pay. 99% of the time, I'm picking up the bill. Maybe 1% of the time she might, like if it's my birthday, I'll reluctantly like close my eyes and just be like, all right, you got it this time. But I think it's so important because in a lot of relationships and family dynamics, I think there's a lot of men that will try to justify making less money than their partner, but they believe that the person that makes more should pay and provide. And I think this is a very poor outlook because I think in every single situation, regardless of financial status, the man should always be paying. And sure, we can say and make the argument, but we're a couple, we're a team, you know, it's like if my man is broke, I'm going to cover it because I got money. It's like, sure, you can look at it from that lens, but I think ultimately if you want to be respected as a man, you will never be respected if you don't pay for things, truthfully.
I don't care what anybody says, but a guy should always be paying for dates. I already know the men are gonna come in my comments crying and screaming. I don't care. If you're okay with splitting the bill, if you're okay with taking turns paying, if you're okay with being the one that's paying for most of the things, fine. That's on you, girl. But me, There are men out there who are literally paying for full-blown vacations for women, flying them out, paying for every single thing they could ever want. And you're gonna let a man make you split on a first date? Some men are providers and some men aren't. Some men want to give you the world in that aspect and some men want to do 50-50, and that's fine. That's not what I want. I'm sorry, but if I'm having your baby, if I'm giving birth to a whole ass human and going through everything that I have to do for that, I am not doing 50-50. It is not a crazy ass bitch. There are so many men out there who do it, trust me. And if a guy is asking you on a date and not paying, stop. You'll never hear from me again.
Okay, so I had to take a quick second out and sit in my car for 5 minutes because I'm getting bullied left, right, center by my aunties and uncles for being single. And I don't have a problem with it. I'm fine. I'm doing absolutely fine being single. I'm breathing. I'm living life. I'm having the best time of my life. And I guess they have an issue with it. So I'm just going to sit here for a second and breathe because I am so tired of getting bullied.
Whenever I hear somebody say something along the lines of, if you don't lower your standards or if you stay as picky as you are, you're going to end up with no man. You'll end up never getting married. I hear it in the same way that I would if someone were to say to me something like, yeah, well, if you make a business and it becomes really successful, you might end up a millionaire. And I've heard it a few times, the first one, and I'm just like, yes. Am I wrong for this? Like, what?
As a girl in a healthy, loving relationship, I find it so hard to make friends with single girls because majority of the girls that are single usually hate men, which is like valid, sure, but they project their insecurities onto my relationship, which is so fucking annoying. I met this one girl, and after having told her that I've been in a long-term relationship of 4 years, she goes on to fucking tell me that my boyfriend is more likely to cheat on me now because he's more comfortable in the relationship. Like, whatever the fuck happened to, oh, that's so cute, are you guys gonna get married? Like, and then she goes on to trauma dump on me about her ex-boyfriend and how he cheated on her and all that, whatever. But like, news fucking flash, not every single guy out there will cheat on you. And if it's not that, then it's the whole, oh, your boyfriend should be paying for every single thing that you do. Why are you paying for anything? Why are you paying for your own nails? He should be paying for your rent. And I find those girls even more annoying because I'm not expecting my boyfriend, who's literally only 25 years old, to be covering for everything. And I'm sorry, I don't know what economy you guys are living in, but you cannot be a millionaire by the age of 25, okay? Like, you're still pretty fucking young. And he works really fucking hard every single day. So I know that he's gonna get us somewhere. Like, I don't know how to explain to you girls that just because he's not paying for everything right now doesn't mean that he's not a provider man. He has a provider mindset. He's just young. Like some of you girls seriously need to get a reality check. I'm so sorry, but you just get a fucking reality check.
Check on your single friends because it is rough out here. I am just so sick and tired of doing like life by myself. Like, I can never understand the people that are constantly in and out of relationships. Like, say someone like broke up and a month later they're already in another relationship. I am not that person. I need like a long time for my mental process to reset and like get in a like healthy mindset because I just don't understand. But it's so hard being the single friend because dating in this time is really excruciating and painful. And most of my friends are in long-term relationships or married, and they just like don't get it. And it's really rough.
The other day, a man looked me in the face and said, Aubrey, why are there so many single women like you in their 30s who complain about how awful it is to date, how bad the modern day dating pool is? Because I'm a man, I'm single in my 30s, I have no kids, and I have so many options out here. You guys just have to, pick better men. And then he said something along the lines of relationships being a walk in the park or something like that. And I'm over here like, what park are you walking through? Because I'm trekking through Jurassic Park with a machete. I'm glad that you're strolling through Central Park enjoying the scenery, but women are out here fighting for our lives. Hey, in theory, I agree with you. Women should pick better men. But you want to know what that would require? That would require men to, be better. But I'm so glad that you're having a great time dating. I fear it's because you are in fact delusional, but hey, go off, king.
I hate when non-single people tell single people that they just need to go out, right? Expose themselves to go meet their love of their life. And I'm like, I just got home. It's a Thursday night. I went out. No one. Did I like anyone? No. Is there anyone cute? No. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ugly, so the fuck am I doing wrong? Where is the love of my life? What is he doing right now? Who is he with? I hope he's been born yet. Okay, actually, I hope he's sleeping right now. I'm out because I had to work. I actually had a paid gig to do content. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, you won't catch me on Thursday outside, unless I really like the DJ.
I am selling my house. And I'm getting ready to move back with my parents yet again. I am single. I do have a 9-to-5 job where it does not pay me nearly enough to cover the bills. And I've had this house for about 3 years now, and I am just exhausted. I am drowning, barely surviving, not being able to make repairs because the house is now falling apart, and I have no money in my savings to fix it. I have been saving for the past 3 years. All I've been doing is working and going straight home. I don't go out. I don't spend money on like coffee or anything. I try to save as much money as possible so I could get some money to make repairs for this house to make it nice and comfortable and livable. But I am at my wit's end now, and I'm just tired. I honestly want to leave my job, my 9-to-5 job that's not paying me well enough to even cover the bills. I'm exhausted. I want to leave, but then I'm stuck with this house, and I just don't want any of it anymore. So I'm selling it. I don't know what my plans are going to be after I sell my house and maybe leave this 9-to-5 job that I'm at. But we're just going to figure it out. So I'm going to sell my house and go back to living with my parents, unfortunately. And living with my parents is not going to be easy because it is very mentally draining. Financially, yeah, I'll be able to save some money, but it is mentally draining because living with some Spanish parents that treat you like you're 15 yet again, even though you are a grown-ass adult, is just as bad.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the entire generation of dating in 2025 is completely fucked up and traumatized. Like, we're all running around hurt from our past relationships. Literally, barely anybody is dealing with any kind of trauma or anything that they've dealt with and sitting and healing. They're all running around hurting other people instead. And then It's a vicious cycle. Everybody's hurting everybody, and the hurt people are running around hurting other people, and it's just continuing to like manifest and continuing to multiply. And like, I feel like it's just like there's no hope anymore, man. Like, social media plays a big part in it too. Like, dating is really fucking hard. Like, just because you didn't sleep with somebody doesn't mean that you're not cheating. Like, I'm a firm believer that, like, if you were leaving that door open and you were leading another person on to believe that there is a chance, or you're flirting, like, and just because it's through text and it's not in person and you didn't physically sleep with somebody, that doesn't mean that it's not cheating. It's still cheating. Let me put it this way. Like, if I'm doing something that I feel like I wouldn't want you to do to me, that's a form of cheating. You know, and if, like, this generation is just so fucked. And it's not just the females, it's the guys too. Don't get it fucking twisted. You know, guys are just as bad. You know, we're all fucked up out here, and like, we need to do better, man.
You can get cut off in dating so fast nowadays, like texting every day, FaceTiming, hanging out for like 2 months, then one day they don't answer. You're like, hey, is everything all right? It's like, can you stop texting me? I have a boyfriend. Thought I was your boyfriend. What am I, on Shutter Island? Did I ever actually exist? How could you have even talked to anyone more than me? You told me yesterday you didn't talk to anyone. That's all it is nowadays. Just smoke and mirrors, talking to a bunch of people till someone they just decide they like someone a little bit more than everyone else. No communication, no explanation. Then in 3 weeks, they get played by that person. They're texting you again. Like, hey, can we FaceTime later? It's like, oh, look who it is. I'm free at 8.
In a world where everybody want to act detached, everybody want to act like they ain't interesting, where everybody want to act like they want to text back 3 hours later, I ain't doing that. I don't do that. I'm no longer afraid to be vulnerable. I'm no longer afraid to be my most authentic self. Because what's the point of being with somebody and you ain't being your authentic self? One thing I realized that women respect authenticity. Women can't do nothing but respect authenticity. If you want a casual fucking sex, bro, a woman might not even like how it sounds, but she can help but respect that you being true to yourself if you communicate that, instead of playing games. So if you playing games with a woman, that's manipulation. And if she realized that you lied about something just to gain something, now she subconsciously loses respect for you, because you don't even feel confident in yourself enough to stand on what you really want. You gotta lie and manipulate your way through to try to get some, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm just finna be true to myself. I'm not finna be sit up here acting detached whole time. I know, you know, I want to be intimate. You feel me? Ain't that wrong with that? As long as it's authentic. Women love authenticity, bro. Motherfucker be trying to out here acting fake, nonchalant, fake disinterested, looking at a text, replying 3 hours later to try to look high value. Man, hell nah, bro. That shit ain't authentic. And these women out here will see right through it, bro. And guess what, bro? They just gonna lose interest in you. Man, just be your most authentic, best version of yourself, and get yourself right in all aspects of life, bro. That shit easy as fuck, man. Dating easy as fuck. I'm not sitting here using tactics. I'm not using manipulation tactics to try to make myself seem like somebody I'm not, for somebody who ain't even compatible with me. I'd rather be with a woman who is compatible with the authentic version of me than a woman who would be compatible with the version of me that's not authentic. Even if I am able to get results by acting like something I'm not, I'm losing myself. If a man is not willing to be his most authentic self in order to gain access to certain women, he loses himself in a process. He loses a part of himself. He's not true to himself. And women can sniff that out. And a lot of women will manipulate you just because they see you don't even know yourself. You're not, come on, bro. I'm finna be authentic, man. I ain't finna be afraid to show my affection and love to no woman. Women are fucking great. Women are fucking gifts. You know what I'm saying? Women are walking gifts from God, bro. What the fuck I look like sitting up here acting like I'm just not interested, like I'm just playing games? And listen, all the ones who resonate with that, I don't even want them. I want girls who can receive love in a healthy way. I don't got time for the damaged people who only want people who are going away from them, or people who got, what you call that one attachment style, or avoidant. I don't got time to be playing games to try to get an avoidant person, or anxious. Man, what a secure attachment people at? I don't understand. Ain't nobody 100% secure, man, but hell nah, bro. What are people who can receive love and appreciation without feeling like they don't deserve it? Nah, I ain't got time for them people. What are ones who got healthier attachment styles, bro? Because that's what I resonate with. I'm not finna sit up here and play mind games and try to get somebody to think I don't like them so they can chase me more. Man, hell nah, I ain't doing that shit. Hell nah.
Why the fuck is everybody either stuck on their ex, they want to hook up with every heartbeat on the block, or they'll lead you on and then say they don't want a relationship because they're stuck on their ex or they want to fuck everybody on the block. What the fuck is that? All right, I've been single now for, I want to say 4 years now. I've been in one relationship. I've had one girl that I've called my girlfriend. I dated her for 3 or 4 years, and we dated from age 16 to 19, 20, and then we broke up, and I haven't dated anybody since. I have talked to people, I have entertained, kind of like talking stages and almost relationships, but never actually dated somebody. And I'm just wondering, like, what happened to our world of dating? Like, I should have been born in the 80s, where you talk to a girl, you say, hey, like, let's go out on a date. And then you go out on a date, you decide, hey, I like you, let's go out on another date. And then you go on another date, and then you say, hey, let's date. And then you date, and then you get married. What happened to that? What the fuck happened to dating in your early 20s or your late 20s or at all? I mean, I be seeing old people go through this shit too. So yeah, I need some answers.
Silly fucking smile walking down the street. I'm not even going to say hot take because I know it's not a hot take. What the hell is going on with 2025 dating? My biggest gripe, the men are not approaching. They're not approaching. They're just keeping to themselves. Maybe we'll give you one look, but barely even that. Nobody's fucking approaching, okay? And I'm going out of my way. I'll have a little smile, fucking feet pointed out. I'm open. I'm ready to accept. Does not work. Does not work. And the dating apps, that's a fuck no for me. That is a fuck no. So, is there something else? Silly fucking smile walking down the street. I'm not even going to say hot take because I know it's not a hot take. What the hell is going on with 2025 dating? My biggest gripe, the men are not approaching. They're not approaching. They're just keeping to themselves. Maybe we'll give you one look, but barely even that. Nobody's fucking approaching, okay? And I'm going out of my way. I'll have a little smile, fucking feet pointed out. I'm open. I'm ready to accept. Does not work. Does not work. And the dating apps, that's a fuck no for me. That is a fuck no. So, is there something else?
All right, single girlies in the 30s, come in, hurry up, quickly, sit down. Let's talk about it. Dating in your 30s is kind of like a shocking experience. I don't know about y'all, but like, I never saw myself here, right? I never thought I would be here. In fact, when I went to college 10 plus years ago, I made up in my mind, I was like, I'm leaving here with a degree in a man. I'm leaving here with something like a whole new bachelor with degrees. I'm leaving here with my husband. And in fact, I did freshman year meet what I thought was my husband, and it didn't work out after 10 plus years. But nonetheless, I'm just thinking right now, like, I never saw myself dating in my 30s. And every time I get dressed for a date, I'm shocked. Utter disbelief. Like, is this my life? Hey, how are you? What's your favorite color? What? 30?
Dating in your 30s is basically meeting a cute guy, kind of having a vibe with him asking for your number, then asking you on a date, you saying, yeah, sure, why not? And then right before the date and the entire day leading up to it, you dying to cancel because you just showered and you just want to get in bed and watch Housewives and never speak to this random stranger ever again. But instead, you put on your mascara, you go meet up with him for hot chocolate from Earth Cafe. I don't know. I said I was going to do dry January today as maybe a potential get out of the date card. And then he's like, no, I don't drink, period. So now we're getting cookies and hot chocolate. But yeah, that's being 30.
Do you know what's offensive? Dating apps in your 30s. Do you know what's more offensive? When the people in your life who are in relationships or married or dating look at you with pity and they say, just keep trying. Your time's coming. It'll happen when you least expect it. Just get out there and meet people. No. Have you been on Hinge lately? Have you been on Hinge in 2025? If the answer is no, you are not allowed to give me your opinion. I'm 31, and this whole meeting people organically out and about thing, I just don't think it exists anymore. I don't think people communicate in person. So we've been trying the dating apps. Let's start by Hinge. Offensive. The most offensive thing is when the little prompt comes up on Hinge and it says, we think you two are the most compatible, and then you see who they're thinking you're compatible with. I'm like, that's what I'm bringing in? So it's a me issue. And then we have Tinder. Tinder is only good if you're overseas and you're in Europe. And that's really if you want to hook up with a hot European man. They are very sexy. But like in America, you're going to get kidnapped and you won't be alive if you go on Tinder. And then we have Bumble. Bumble's a lot of work. I don't like to do all the work. I feel like I have to do so much work in my real life as a girl. No, I don't want to message you. I'm sorry. And last but not least, we have this magical app called Riot, which is like very exclusive. All the people not on Riot, they want to be on Riot. Let me tell you, no, you don't. You don't want to be in Riot. They're matching you with people in Dubai, people in freaking Australia, people in Europe, no one where you live. And then if you do come across someone where you actually live and you do match with them, no one speaks. No one speaks. And if you do match with someone and you message them and they respond or vice versa, you're never going to meet up. Riot's not for that. Riot's to see what famous person you come across, see if you can match with them. Maybe you'll hook up with them and have a good story, and that's that. And welcome to dating in 2025. So if you're not on a dating app, congratulations. Life is great. Do not give me your opinion.
If I go on one more date, if I have one more encounter with a man in his early 30s telling me that what he's looking for is a hustler, that he's looking for a queen to build an empire with, to be hustling for the next 5 years, I'm officially tapping out, because what y'all don't get is us girlies in our early 30s, we've been hustling. We fell victim to the girl boss shit, and we was girl bossing for the last decade. We went to school, we started our businesses, we bought houses, we've been doing this shit on our own. We've been on our independent woman shit. And you talking to me about hustling another 5 years? My mans, I'm trying to have some babies. I'm trying to have some babies, and you want me out here working too and hustling? You got me fucked up.
Why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women. The masculinity on earth has diminished drastically, that guys don't even come up to you anymore. They'll just stare at you from a distance. As a woman who's trying to embody her feminine energy, you're not going to catch me going up to the guy. You're just not. We can just stare at each other. See, shout out to the guys who are confident enough to walk up to women, because guys don't do that anymore. If God were to guarantee that your 20th person would be the love of your life, you would be so happy to be rejected by all 19. So why are men not confident enough to walk up to women now? We don't chase. We signal like, you can come up to me now. But all men do is just look at you now. And of course, like, if the woman is interested, she's gonna keep looking your way too, but it just like stays like that. Nothing ever happens, because men don't walk up to women anymore, or they're just tired of being rejected. But it's like, if God were to tell you that you're gonna go through 20 rejections before you get to your yes, and that's gonna be the love of your life, you guys would be so happy to go through all 20, because you would just so closer to the love of your life. Come on guys, you guys gotta do better.